Domestic violence is defined as aggressive or violent behavior within the home, typically involving the violent abuse of a spouse or partner. I myself am a domestic violence survivor. Did you know 20 people per minute are abused within an intimate relationship? That's more than 10 million men and women combined. On the day of March 4th, 2019, I was physically assaulted, which resulted in me receiving a broken jaw. I was in the hospital and transported to UNMC in Jackson, where I was treated for my injuries. This is me, March 4th, 2019, in the hospital. Men and women both face issues from domestic violence as it increases every day. Today, I will discuss how to educate yourself and how we can solve and identify these problems. First, let us talk about how prevalent domestic violence is in the United States. Domestic violence is very prevalent when it comes to women. These patterns and behaviors of abuse are used to maintain control and power. For example, in the National Survey of Families and Households, of those who reported being injured by an intimate partner, 73% of those people were women. Because men are larger and stronger than their female partners, men are more likely to injure their partners through relatively low violence, such as shoving or pushing. According to DoSomething.org, boys who witness domestic violence are 2 times more likely to abuse their spouse and or their children when they become adults, or both. 60 to 80% of intimate partner homicides, no matter which partner was killed, the man physically abused the woman before the murder. So even if the man assaulted the woman and she kills him, she was abused first. If the woman abused the man and he was killed, he abused her first. So men are always more likely to be physically abusing the woman before any murder happens. Now that I've shown you how much more prevalent domestic violence is in women, here's what we can do to help. To help reduce and solve this problem with domestic abuse, there's a lot we can do within our communities. You can visit a website called nnedv.org if you are looking for information about services available in your area. Please contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE or 7233. If you need immediate emergency assistance and you feel comfortable doing so, please do not be scared to dial 911. You can involve yourself by stepping in and helping someone who is not comfortable enough or scared to speak up about their domestic violence. You can also become a part of your local advocacy for domestic violence in your area, or starting a petition or developing a class specifically for domestic violence survivors in your area to broaden your own knowledge. According to helpguide.org, they also have domestic violence shelters or women's refuge. You don't have to give identity to yourself, even if asked. While shelters take many measures to protect the women they house, giving a false name may help keep your abuser finding you, particularly if you live in a small area. Today I'll share with you meaning, statistics, and prevalence of domestic violence in women, even adding in my own share of violence. This is picture number 2 of me in the hospital, March 4th, 2019, when I received my injury. Domestic violence abuse, whether physical, mental, or emotional, will probably never die out. But as individuals, we can all take a stand to help limit those possibilities, or even limit the people who are scared to speak up for themselves. Football quarterback Russell Wilson said, "The more that we choose not to talk about domestic violence, the more we shy away from the issue, the more we lose." Following his quote, I want to encourage anybody aware or going through domestic violence to speak up. There's so much power in our voices if we use them for something more meaningful. We don't have to be scared. We don't have to shy away. There's much we can do, much we can say, and much we can do to help anybody going through that situation, from shelters to calling the police to petitioning or developing any type of classes so people who've experienced the same thing can come together. That's all I have to say about domestic violence, and I hope that this teaches you all a little something and a little insight and gives you more awareness and more things to identify in those type of situations. Thank you.